A leather motorcycle jacket from Alpine Stars costs about $450. The jacket hanging 2 racks over, made from the same grade of cowhide, built by the same construction method, with the same CE Level 2 armor in the shoulders and elbows, costs about $130. The same protection, the same crash survivability. The name on the tag is not 5 motorcycle jacket brands. Most riders walk right past deliver impact and abrasion protection that meets or exceeds the premium names at a fraction of the cost. By the end of this video, you will know which ones, and the 3 labels stitched inside every jacket that tell you whether a cheap jacket is a gold mine instead of a fashion garment that disintegrates on the first slide. Number 1. Bilt. Most riders see Bilt as the cheap brand in the glass display case at Cycle Gear, the entry-level option the salesman points you toward when you flinch at the premium tag. That perception is costing you money. Bilt is the house brand of Komodo Holdings, the largest motorcycle retail conglomerate in the United States. Komodo owns Cycle Gear, Revzilla, and J&P Cycles, giving them retail distribution across over 250 store locations and the largest online motorcycle gear platform in North America. Bilt is not a garage operation stitching jackets in a back room. It is a vertically integrated brand with the purchasing power of the largest gear retailer in the country behind it. What most riders do not understand is how house brands achieve their pricing. Komodo contracts directly with manufacturing facilities in Pakistan and China, the same facilities that produce jackets for recognized premium brands. The factory builds the jacket to Bilt specifications, using the same leather grades, the same stitching patterns, and the same armor inserts. The difference is that Bilt eliminates 3 layers of markup: no independent brand profit margin, no distributor markup, no retail markup beyond Komodo's own store price. The jacket goes from factory floor to retail shelf with 1 margin instead of 3. Here is the proof. The Bilt DSX Adventure Jacket, a textile touring jacket with a waterproof membrane, CE Level 1 armor in the shoulders, elbows, and back, and a removable thermal liner, runs about $150. The Alpine Stars Andes V3, with the same feature set and armor rating, runs about $330. The Klim Badlands, a comparable adventure jacket, runs about $600. The Bilt delivers the same impact certification and the same waterproof construction at roughly half the Alpine Stars price and 1/4 the Klim price. The riders who know this buy Bilt and pocket the difference. Number 2. Sedici. Sedici gets dismissed as another cycle gear house brand, a step up from Bilt, but still not a real gear brand. Riders assume the Italian-sounding name is just marketing. Judging Sedici by the display rack is like judging a chef by the lunch special. Sedici is the premium house brand of Komodo Holdings, positioned above Bilt in the Komodo portfolio. The name is Italian for 16, and the brand styling draws from Italian design language, but the engineering is what matters. Sedici is built in the same contract manufacturing facilities as Bilt, but with upgraded material specifications: full-grain cowhide leather, where Bilt uses split leather, YKK Vislon zippers throughout, CE Level 2 armor standard instead of Level 1, removable thermal and waterproof liners as standard equipment rather than upgrades. The proof is in the direct comparison. The Sedici Nucleo leather jacket, a full-grain cowhide sport jacket with CE Level 2 armor, runs about $200. The Alpine Stats TGPR, a comparable full-grain leather sport jacket with the same armor rating, runs about $450. The Dainese AW Velocity, also comparable, runs about $500. The Sedici uses the same leather grade, the same CE Level 2 armor, and the same triple-stitch seam construction as the jackets, costing 2.5 times more. What separates Sedici from the premium brands is not protection. It is name recognition. The leather is the same, the armor is the same, the stitching technique is the same. The difference is that Alpine Stars pays to sponsor MotoGP riders, and Dainese pays for the brand heritage story. Sedici puts that money into the product instead of the marketing budget. Before we continue, a quick word on how this channel works. No jacket company pays us. No brand deals. No sponsorships. Every brand here earned its spot by surviving the same 3 checks. If that is useful, subscribe. Those 3 checks turn you from a guesser into a buyer who cannot be upsold on a sponsor sticker. First, the armor certification label, stitched into a pocket inside every legitimate motorcycle jacket. CEEN 1621-1 is the European standard for motorcycle impact protectors. Level 1 absorbs a minimum of 25 kilonewtons of impact energy. Level 2 absorbs a minimum of 35 kilonewtons. A jacket with no armor, or with foam pads labeled as padding without the CE standard number, is a fashion garment. It will not protect your joints in a crash. Look for the actual CE label stitched into the armor pocket, not a sticker on the hang tag. Second, the leather grade or textile specification. Full-grain cowhide is the gold standard for abrasion resistance, and anything between 1.1 and 1.4 millimeters thick provides genuine road crash survivability. Top grain is acceptable but slightly less durable. Split leather is the bottom layer of the hide and tears more easily under abrasion. For textile jackets, look for a denier rating of 500 or higher in the primary impact zones. Cordura is a registered DuPont fabric with verified abrasion resistance. A jacket advertising leather without specifying the grade, or a textile jacket without a denier rating, is not a deal, it is a guess. Third, the seam construction. This is the detail that separates a jacket that holds together in a slide from one that bursts open like a paper bag. Look at the seams connecting the shoulder panels to the sleeves and the elbow panels to the forearm. Double or triple stitching means multiple rows of thread holding each seam. Single stitching means one row of thread between you and the pavement. A jacket can have the finest leather in the world, but if the seams are single stitched, the panels separate under the friction and tension of a crash, and the road reaches your skin within the first 50 feet of the slide. Run those 3 checks, and most of the gap between a premium jacket and a smart budget jacket disappears. Back to the list. Number 3. Brock's Performance. Brock's gets treated like a high-performance exhaust and tuning company that happens to sell a few jackets, not a serious gear brand. Here is what the catalog does not tell you. Brock's Performance is an American company based in Ohio, specializing in high-performance exhaust systems and engine tuning for sport bikes. They have been building championship-winning drag racing and land speed motorcycles for over 20 years. That racing pedigree carries directly into their apparel line, which is built for the kind of abuse that a drag racer or land speed rider subjects gear to. Brock's does not manufacture their own jackets. They contract with established motorcycle apparel manufacturers in the United States and Asia, specifying heavy-duty materials and reinforced construction designed for high-speed use. Their leather jackets use 1.4 millimeter full-grain cowhide, which is at the thick end of motorcycle jacket leather, and they specify CE Level 2 armor as standard equipment rather than an upgrade. The proof is the price against the protection. A Brock's leather sport jacket runs about $180. A comparable Alpine Stars leather jacket with the same leather thickness and armor level runs about $450. The Brock's delivers the same abrasion resistance, the same impact certification, and a construction specification built for triple-digit speed abuse, for less than half the premium brand price. What separates Brock's from the fashion-focused gear brands is their testing environment. The riders providing feedback on Brock's apparel are drag racers running 200-mile-per-hour passes and land speed riders running the Bonneville salt flats. If a seam fails or a zipper splits, the feedback is immediate and unambiguous. The riders who know this buy Brock's and get racing-grade construction at a commuter price. Number 4. Speed and Strength. Speed and Strength is the brand most riders walk right past because it does not have the European racing pedigree of Alpine Stars or Dainese, and most younger riders have no idea it is one of the great value plays in the motorcycle gear market. Speed and Strength is owned by Tucker Powersports, the same distributor behind Bike Master that we discussed in the battery video. Tucker does not manufacture jackets. They contract with established apparel factories in Pakistan and Vietnam, specifying materials and construction quality, then sell under the Speed and Strength label, without the premium brand markup. These are the same factories producing jackets for brands you would recognize from the premium wall at your local dealership. The proof is in the numbers. A Speed and Strength leather and textile hybrid jacket with full-grain leather impact zones, Cordura textile panels, and CE Level 1 armor throughout runs about $150. The Alpine Stars equivalent hybrid jacket runs about $300. The Dainese equivalent runs about $350. The Speed and Strength delivers the same material combination, the same armor rating, and the same YKK zipper hardware for roughly half the price. And Tucker Powersports maintains quality standards through their distribution network. Every Speed and Strength jacket goes through the same incoming inspection as the premium brands Tucker distributes. If a production run has a stitching defect or a leather grade inconsistency, Tucker pulls the inventory rather than ship it. That quality gate exists because Tucker sells premium brands alongside Speed and Strength and cannot afford to have their house brand embarrass them in comparison. Same factory engineering, same material specifications, same armor certification, roughly half the register price. This is the jacket the independent shop employee wears to work every day because he knows what the markup looks like on the brands hanging on the wall. Number 5. Viking Cycle. This one is different, and I will be honest, because that honesty is how you separate a gold mine from a trap. Viking Cycle has no MotoGP sponsorship, no Italian design heritage, and no dealership network. It is a direct-to-consumer brand sold primarily through online marketplaces, and the name carries no prestige in any forum or motorcycle community. And that lack of pedigree is real. You will find owner reviews complaining that Viking Cycle jackets had less refined finishing details than the premium brands, or that the zipper pulls felt cheaper, or that the included armor was thinner than the name brand equivalent. That is true, and it is the trade you are making. But here is what also happened. Viking Cycle jackets are produced by contract manufacturers in Pakistan, who also build jackets for several recognized powersports brands. The leather grade is genuine full-grain cowhide between 1.1 and 1.3 millimeters thick. The armor pockets accept standard CE-rated armor, and many Viking Cycle jackets ship with CE Level 1 inserts included. The seam construction is double-stitched in the primary impact zones. The proof is in the numbers. A Viking Cycle leather motorcycle jacket runs about $90. The Bilt equivalent at Cycle Gear runs about $150. The Sedici equivalent runs about $200. The Viking Cycle delivers the same leather grade, the same seam construction method, and the same armor pocket dimensions for roughly 40% less than the retail house brand. Viking Cycle is the pick when you have run the 3 checks, verified the CE armor certification and leather grade, replaced the included armor with a set of CE Level 2 inserts if you want upgraded impact protection, and decided you would rather spend $90 on a jacket with genuine abrasion-resistant leather than $350 on a premium brand name that offers the same crash survivability. A $40 set of upgraded armor transforms a Viking Cycle jacket from a budget option into serious protective gear that costs less than a single payment on the premium alternative. That is a smart trade, not a desperate one.